Hello. Welcome to Zebra's Corner. This is your host, Zita. Welcome. Oh god, I'm back, everyone. Zita is back on the mic. I know it's been a very long time, and to those who listened to my last two podcasts, I am very sorry for the lack of content. Yeah, I got a bit busy with my life. I was trying to job hunt and I had a mental, how do you put it? I didn't have a mental breakdown per se. It's just I got on a very bad situation, and I just don't have the energy to record anything anymore. But now my job has become a little bit more stable. I have a little bit more time on my hand because of the COVID-19 thingy. And so I started recording again. Way! And I will try to record more often. Probably once a week. And I promise I'll upload more content and regularly. So thank you for those who are listening right now. Those old listeners, thank you very much. And to those new listeners, welcome to this little fam. There's probably only been like one or two listeners before. But yeah, welcome anyway. Welcome to this little fam. Join us. Because you never know what I will do next. I'll probably do something else later, and then you guys will like, oh, she's doing something else now. And this podcast from this episode on will change in the format a little bit, like chatting to a friend or so, because I feel like the previous format has been too, I don't know how to say it, too stiff, and I want to try out new things as well. So yeah, welcome and stay tuned to this podcast. Hello. So, how's everyone doing in this COVID-19 disaster? I'm sure everyone's getting very bored. This COVID is just hitting us like a freaking train, isn't it? The way that I would describe this COVID-19 disease disaster, it would be like a crocodile crawling out of the river, catching its prey, and the prey is us, and the crocodile is named COVID-19. That's how I picture it. Okay, it's just because everything has been so sudden, and everything happened in such a rapid pace, and everyone just like, what the hell is happening right now? Wait, lockdown? What lockdown? Okay. Wait, what? In other cases? What? Another million cases? It just has happening. Everything's happened so fast, and everything's changing. The way you work, the way you live. Literally, my body clock has been all over the place since COVID-19 happened. Because I'm a customer service officer, right? So I still go to my workplace because, there are only things that you can do in the office and you cannot do from home. So I still have to go to work. But because my building has got a few cases confirmed, so my company currently make me to work from home for 14 days. Now, I think I only have to work in home office for one more day, which is tomorrow. Then I'll be back in the office, which I'm glad, because god, there's so many things that I can only do in the office, and it just makes me very, very nerve-wracking, because there are things that I could have done in the office, and I could have solved it myself, but I cannot because I work from home right now, and it's just make me anxious. So I'm glad to be back in the office. And aside from the home office thing, I'm sure everyone's probably been bored to death. I don't know what you guys are doing right now, whether you are still in other countries, whether you are still in lockdown, or whether you are allowed to go out now a bit more often to cafe and restaurants and maybe meeting up with friends. But I'm sure everyone has probably ran out of things to do right now. Well, ran out of things that they usually do. And as Michael Sheen and David Tennant, my two favorite actors in the freaking whole wide world. Okay, there's a lot of favorite actors in my mind, but Michael Sheen and David Tennant, as they stated in their BBC iPlayer play staged, everyone has been spelling the words backwards now because of this COVID-19. Everyone has been so bored at their house. It's like, what do? I can only spell word backwards now. And it's been hard, isn't it? I'm sure everyone has been hard. Well, guess what? Today, Zita, me, will bring you a solution. Well, not quite a solution, but maybe think about it. Have you ever think about trying to learn something new for this COVID-19 thingy? What? Learning something new, you said? Why would I want to learn something new? Well, guess what? This is what I thought. But let me tell you a story. Young Zita, since she was very little, probably about the age of 5, has been suggested by her parents that she should learn a skill set or two to prepare herself for the future, because maybe 20 years down the road, you won't be able to find a job, and at least I have a skill or two in my hands to job hunt. Probably be a piano teacher or ballet teacher or whatever. I don't know what they're thinking. But since I was young, I have been sent to a lot of, what do you call it? Lessons, leisure lessons. I don't know. My parents, okay, they are very open and they are very, very willing to let me do whatever I want to do, because if not, they wouldn't have allowed me to apply for, media and communication for university. But they had tried to let me learn many, many things. So, for example, they asked me, what do I want? Do I want to learn ballet, or do I want to learn, I don't know what it's called, samba, or I don't know, ballroom dancing, or whatever they're called. And I said ballet, and so they let me. They applied the ballet lessons for me, and I have to say, I had fun for the first year. The moment that I've got onto a little bit more high grade, I realized that my body was not made for dancing. I cannot coordinate. And if you ask me right now, what is the first position, what is the second position, or what is the third position of ballet, I cannot remember. And I would just stand there it's kind of like error. And the error thing. It's what happened when you ask me anything about ballet, and it's the same with classical music theory. Because I've learned the music theory when I was doing oboe, when I was probably 11 or 12. Oh, no, not 11 or 12. When I was doing it in primary school, right? And I don't remember a single thing about the music theory. For what? I can't even say any technical term. This is how bad it is. But there is one thing that I've never learned, and I always wanted to do it. And as I grow up, I was like, yeah, I wanted to do it, but I lack motivation, so I'm not going to do it. But then, since the COVID-19 happened, and I have a lot of time so much more time on my hand right now, and because and also my job being a little bit more stable right now, at least I'm not as anxious and I'm not as nervous as I always was, and my nerve has calmed down a little bit. Basically, I decided that maybe it's time for me to pick up something new. Maybe I should learn what I always want to learn. So I signed up for the lessons, and then I started to play the guitar. Is it surprising? It's such a little thing. Learning the guitar is such a little thing. It's such a minor thing. Yet I've been putting it off for so long because I lack motivation and I don't have the time. And now I have the time on my hand. I guess I just don't really have any more excuse to put it off. And now I'm going to start to learn the guitar. And since I first learned the guitar, it probably has been I guess around 6 months, and I now can finally play The Last Christmas while singing. I can actually make a cover. Well, I can't actually, sing very well. I don't think I sing very well, but at least I can sing and play the guitar at the same time, which is a huge improvement for me. You guys can laugh all you want. I am very satisfied with that improvement, okay? So, what I suggest to you guys for this COVID-19, if you are getting bored and you are starting to spell words backwards now, is to maybe think of a dream, or maybe think of something that you always wanted to learn since you're a kid, or since you're young, or since you're a youth, whatever. Or maybe even now, you want to learn a new language to pick up, I don't know, Korean, Japanese, Spanish, German, whatever. And now you have the time on your hands, and you still have the motivation, and maybe you still want to do it, but you never know whether you want to start it. You're not sure whether you want to start it. Let me tell you something. Be ready. It's better to do it than to never do it. And if you are hesitant about it, it's always good to take a first step. As in Spider-Verse, Miles Morales and Peter B. Parker said, it's a leap of faith. So, first off, I'm very sorry if you hear parrot screaming in the background, because I have parrots at our house and they always screams at the night. I'm very sorry about that. Please bear with it. The second thing is that I guess what I'm trying to say for this episode is that yes, this COVID-19 has been bothering all of us. I know, it's been very hard. We are we are like, what am I going to do with this thing? What am I going to do with all this time in my hand? Well, thinking about it, when I started doing this podcast, the reason that I started to do this podcast is because I always had a dream of being in the spotlight, or being on stage, or being able to speak my mind and spread my voice to all other people, and maybe spreading a bit of positiveness into the world. It has always been my childhood dream. I just want to be heard. But then as I grew older, things happened, things happened. And that kind of dream has been buried deep down under the ground. And the moment that I had the idea that I might want to start a podcast, I might want to start a podcast that spread positivity to the world, the dream just comes back to me, and I was like, yeah, guess what? Because I'm doing this podcast, I'm trying something new, and this is good. This is exciting. And as the COVID-19 emerges, and I got more times in my hand, I started to pick up new things because I want to challenge myself. And now I have the time. I don't have any more excuse. And it has been really fulfilling to me. And to be honest, picking up the guitar in this kind of time, yes, it may be a little bit late, but it really had helped me to calm my nerve-wracking nerves during this disaster, COVID-19, this disease disaster. So what I'm trying to suggest to you guys is that if you are getting really, really bored, you are starting to spell words backwards, and you don't know what to do, maybe rethink on your childhood dreams. Maybe think about something that you used to, maybe you wanted to do in the past, but you never got the chance, or you wanted to learn, but you never sure whether you wanted to start. If it's the first case, picking up a dream or something that you wanted to learn in the past but you never got the chance to, maybe this is the time to actually start it, like my guitar lessons. Because I never really acted upon it when I had the chance when I was younger. And now that I had more time, there's no excuse for me to put it off any longer. If it's the second case that you don't know whether you should start it and you're hesitant about it, let me tell you something. As I said previously in my last segment, in the Spider-Verse, it's a leap of faith. What a statement, a leap of faith. It's always good to actually start it and, maybe try it. You never know what will happen. Maybe you try that something new and it will bring you to somewhere much more exciting than your current life, right? Thank you for listening to my podcast. This is the end of this episode. If you are interested in, stay connected to me, then I have an Instagram. The ID is zebracorner23. Thank you very much for listening. The next episode will probably be a week later. I will try to upload more often, as I said in the beginning of the episode. Thank you for staying tuned and stay safe, everyone. Bye.